All right, welcome. Today, we're going to dive into something we all experience, but maybe don't think about too much. It's our weird, mysterious relationship with time.
So let's just jump right in with a question that I'm pretty sure every single one of us has asked at some point. Why is it that time seems to stretch and shrink?
You know the feeling, right? You're having an amazing time with friends, and poof, the whole night's gone in what feels like 5 minutes. But then you're stuck in a waiting room, and every second feels like an hour. It's a universal thing. So let's really get into why this happens. Okay, so section 1 are two inner clocks, the mechanical versus the psychological. The answer to this whole time-bending puzzle, it turns out, lies in a pretty cool idea. We're not just running on one clock, we're actually running on two.
First up, you've got what we can call clock time. This is the straightforward one, right? It's the time on your phone, the clock on the wall. It's totally mechanical. Doesn't care if you're having the best day of your life or the worst, it just ticks forward second by second.
But then, there's your inner time. Now this is a whole different beast. This is the clock that's running inside your head. And it's not mechanical at all. It's emotional, it's personal, and man, is it flexible. It stretches and shrinks depending on how you're feeling.
I mean, look at this. It's the perfect way to put it. When you're happy, your inner clock is an Olympic sprinter, just flying. But when you're sad or bored, it's barely moving at all, just dragging its feet. So what's actually powering this crazy inner clock of ours? Okay, next up, the engine that drives time. This is where we uncover the root of all our hurry and waiting. So it turns out there's one single, incredibly powerful force that's in the driver's seat of our inner clock.
And here it is. The engine is desire. That's it. That's the big secret. Our entire psychological perception of time is fueled by desire. There's this great term for it, trishna, which basically means this constant craving, this thirst for something more, for things to be different than they are right this second. And if you think about it, it makes total sense. Desire, by its very nature, can't live in the now. It's always looking ahead. It needs a future, right? A tomorrow where I'll finally be happy, or next year when things will be better. And it's this constant pulling of our minds into the future that literally creates the sensation of time passing.
All right, section 3, the shadows of desire. This is about how one single root creates a whole forest of negative feelings. Because what's really wild is how this one thing, desire, doesn't just stop there. It casts a lot of shadows.
And this table here just lays it all out so clearly. Think about feelings like anger, or getting really attached to something, or even greed. The idea here is that these aren't the real problems. They're just symptoms. They're the byproducts that get cast by our desires. Anger pops up when something blocks our desire. Attachment happens when we get what we desire. And greed? That's just wanting more. It all comes back to that one root.
I mean, come on, who hasn't done this? You're trying to write something important, and the pen runs out of ink, and you get irrationally angry at it. Or your car won't start when you're already late. You're not actually mad at the car or the pen. You're mad because this dumb object is blocking what you want. It's standing in the way of your desire. Which leads us to this quote. To fight the branches is useless. The wise cut the root. So if all these negative feelings are just the branches, what's the point of trimming them one by one? It's kind of a losing battle, isn't it? The only real solution is to go deeper. You've got to deal with the root.
So what does it mean to cut the root? Well, that brings us to our next section, the alchemy of acceptance. And this is all about the difference between giving up and truly letting go. This is the core solution.
Okay, this is a really important distinction to make. When we hear the word acceptance or surrender, we often think of it in terms of, a war, a bitter defeat. But that's not what we're talking about here. This is the complete opposite. This is the joyful, willing embrace you see in love. It's not about being forced to give in. It's about willingly welcoming what is.
So just to be clear, acceptance isn't resignation. It's not just putting up with something you don't like. It's this radical, total embrace of what is, both everything happening outside of you and, crucially, everything happening inside you.
Which leads us to the big so what question. Okay, finding the timeless now and how welcoming your feelings actually transforms them. What actually happens when we try to apply this radical acceptance to those shadows we talked about? Like when you feel angry or jealous or frustrated.
Well, it's kind of like a paradox. Here's how it works. Step 1, a feeling like anger bubbles up. Our normal reaction is to resist it, right? But in step 2, you do the opposite. You just accept that it's there. And here's the magic trick. That resistance you were putting up, that was its fuel. When you take away the fuel, the fire just goes out. The energy of the anger has nothing to push against, so it just dissolves.
I love this quote. The moment you can say, "It is okay that I am angry," the anger loses its power. Acceptance is the alchemy. The moment you stop fighting it and just allow it, it loses its grip on you. You realize you're not the anger. You're the one watching the anger come and go.
And when you do that, when that inner struggle finally stops, guess what happens? The engine, desire, stops running. That crazy inner clock that's always speeding up and slowing down, it just stops. And all that's left is the present moment, the timeless, eternal now.
So this isn't just some abstract philosophy, you know? It's something you can actually try. So I'll leave you with this final thought. What is one thing in your life right now, big or small, that you're resisting? And what might happen if you decided to fully and completely just let it be?